if we can convince you about this vibrational reality that you've already created, where all of your desires are already all framed up vibrationally, if we can get you to begin trying to sniff out that vibrational reality instead of focusing so much upon the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, already materialized reality, then things will speed up for you. But even more than you getting from where you are to where you want to be more quickly, it's that you will feel better along the way, and that really is the whole point. It's hard for you to hear it, but you did not come here to accomplish destinations. You came here to discover destinations, goals, dreams, things that you want, because it's so joyful, the movement toward them. Now, don't misunderstand. We're not talking about the movement of moving toward them and not getting there. That sucks. We're not trying to talk you out of your manifestations. We're wanting to help you carve out a quicker, more joyful path to the achievement of the things that you want. So these things are necessary. It's important that you accept that you are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. And it also is very helpful if you understand that you are an extension of source energy, that there is a non-physical part of you who exists and is offering a vibration that is available to you at all times. You don't hear it because you're on a different frequency sometimes. Sometimes you do hear it when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. The better you feel, the more in alignment you are, and the more you are hearing it. But we know, since you are physical and you live in this physical world, that the physical world matters to you. It matters a lot, and it should, because you came specifically intending to be a creator out here on this leading edge where thoughts do turn to things, where manifestations do occur, where you have the full-blown visceral experience of your creation. You did not come here to get into a meditative stance and stay there. You came here to revel in the exhilarating excellence of your own creative ability. And so we just want to help you to understand the basics of how the universe works so that you can get in sync with these laws, so that you can be happier more of the time, and so that you can be the aligned, the blended, the complete being that you are. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and now that you are here, your personality, your consciousness, and most of all, your point of focus, what you are thinking about, causes you to activate a vibrational frequency. Now that frequency, you don't even know you're doing it, but you are. That frequency is having a relationship with the frequency of your inner being. Some call it your soul, the source within you. And so the relationship between what you're thinking about and the vibration of it, and what the source within you is thinking about and the vibration of it, that's what equals your emotion. Your emotional guidance system is all about that. When you are really in sync with what source knows about you, and we don't mean about you before you got here, we don't mean about you from your non-physical stance, we don't mean you, the eternal you that is always hanging around in non-physical and occasionally coming forth into physical. We're not talking about that you. We're talking about the you right now who is having an experience with someone or something and who has an opinion about it right here, right now. That's the relationship that we want you to be aware of, because source is with you now, aware of where you are now, of what you want now, of where you are emotionally or vibrationally, where you are. In other words, do you believe what you want? Are you talking about what you want, or are you talking about it not ever coming? Are you talking about things that feel good to you, or are you talking about things that feel bad to you? Because if you're talking about things that feel bad to you when you're talking about them, then you have found a vibrational stance that is different than the vibrational stance that Source has about the same subject in the same time. And this is important for you to know, because this guidance is real time. It's real time and it's real. It's source energy. It's all those who've come before, who are aware of you, who are adoring you, who are rooting for you, who know where you stand in relationship to everything you want, and who are calling you along what we are wanting to call the path of most allowance, but calling it the path of least resistance means the same thing. Calling you toward what you are wanting. So why is it a path of least resistance? What causes us to express it to you in that way? Where does the resistance come from? Why is there even any resistance? Because you have thrown up resistance. You've put the resistance on your path, and Source is calling you through your own resistance. Does that make sense to you? In other words, we could say to you, in fact, we do all day, every day, what you want is over there. And if you will go over there, and if you will go now, you'll find a piece of it, and you'll like it now, and it will lead to something more. But you don't go because you're ornery. Or you don't go because you're worried about something. Or you don't go because you're in a different vibrational frequency, so you don't hear the precise, specific guidance because you're not tuned to that kind of frequency. But that doesn't keep Source from calling you toward what you're wanting. We like to call that your inner being, that broader part of you that knows where you stand in relationship with what you want. So sometimes when you are in a darker place or in a frustrated place, if you're feeling those negative emotions, what that means is you're not hearing it exactly as Source is saying it to you, but you are hearing it, and you are, we want to be very clear about this, you are always moving to some degree on your own path of least resistance. We just want to say to you, you've got way more resistance on your path than you need to have, and you're putting every bit of it there. And so, as we are moving forward here today, I want to show you how you can lighten up, how you can be easier, how you can tune into the frequency of who you are. We want to help you to discover in very real terms so that you can apply it whenever you want to, which from our point of view, if we were standing in your physical shoes, would be all of the time, so that you can tune to the frequency of that broader knowing. So we want to tell you some things to sort of whet your appetite for what comes next, because we know that if you knew right now what we know right now, you'd be wanting to listen to what we're about to say to you, because it would help you be so much more effective in creating your own reality exactly the way you want it to be. When you are standing in your now, offering your attention to whatever it is you're offering your attention to, you have much more creative control than you know. But you are using a different criteria than is really helpful to you. If your first order of business would be to tune to your broader perspective, everything about your world would be better and feel better and mature in ways that you want more effectively and more efficiently. So we want to help you to understand how it is that the vibration that is really what we are all about turns into the tangible, which you call your real world. How do these thoughts turn to things? How does the vibration become the manifestation? It comes through your interpretation. It comes through your realization. But most humans aren't really all that willing to realize until there is a manifestation that you can observe. And that's what slows everything way, way down. Most of you really have the attitude, we don't just mean most of you, we mean most humans have the attitude that I will believe it when I see it. And we want you to understand that you're going to see it when you believe it. And then you want to say, well, then show it to us and we will. And we want to say, well, then believe it and then we will. And then you want to say, well, I don't believe it yet. And we say, then fine. No, that's not how it goes. We say, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming, because it is not possible. If this time-space reality has helped you to identify a desire as you're sifting and sorting, this time-space reality has the wherewithal for you to realize it in its fullest. So we want you to realize that when you are sifting through life and knowing what you don't want and asking for more, that you are emitting this vibrational rocket, this vibrational request that source is receiving and becoming. So your desires are already vibrationally realized by your inner being, who now is giving you clues about where you could be in your mind, in your mood, in your attitude, so that you will realize where to go next, what to say next. In other words, it's like breadcrumbs. It really is. Esther has a room far, far away from this one, and she comes through the back corridors, which are very interesting. It's like being a spelunker in a cave almost. It's weird back there. Don't go back there. It's weird. Long corridors that all look the same. And so it has been their habit to leave breadcrumbs along the way. Esther puts little marks on the wall, little removable marks on the wall, and she follows them, and it's so reassuring, because otherwise you would still be waiting for her. And we want you to understand that it's like that. Your inner being is leaving these recognizable clues for you, but you've got to be willing to accept that the clues are really good feeling emotions, and you've got to be in the frequency where you can pick up on them. You can't walk around in a bad mood and receive any of those clues. So here's how it works. You may not like this, but here's how it works. Source knows everything about you, everything that you want, and is rooting for you to get it, and is offering a vibrational signal, a very vivid, very clear, very high frequency, very non-resistant vibrational signal. When you're in the vicinity of it, you are able to translate that signal into meaningful things. Esther is receiving that signal now and is translating it into this physical word equivalent for you. So you have the ability to do that too. Most of you don't know that you do, but you do. So here's this signal. And when you tune to it, Esther tuned to it through meditation, through quieting her mind, through stopping thought. As she stopped thought, the vibration that is natural to her began to become dominant. And so over a period of time, her vibration raised to reach the frequency of the vibration that is us, which makes our communication in an environment like this seamless. Now, it's not always seamless for Esther. She can be in a bad mood and not hear us too. But she does know when she's in a bad mood that she's not hearing us. And she does know that her first order of business is to do whatever it takes, even if it's to take a nap, to stop the conversation about whatever it is that's holding her in that resistant place where she cannot hear us. So here's this vibration always being offered to you. The question is, are you in the receptive mode? That is a key phrase here. Are you in the receptive mode? Are you able to translate that vibration into something that's meaningful? So the first thing that you will translate it into, if you are in the receptive mode, is an idea will occur to you. You know that feeling when you say, I just got the best idea. That's what that is. You were in the receptive mode. Didn't stay there very long, most of you. But you were for a moment in the receptive mode, and the idea came before you shot the idea in the foot by the reality that is surrounding you. You know what we're talking about, don't you? So that idea comes, and with that idea, with that, let's say it like it is, with that, you translating, because you're in the receptive mode, the vibration into a thought, you realized it. It was always being revealed to you. In other words, it's not you waiting around for the revelation. The revelation is there all of your waking moments. The revelation is there. The question is, are you in the receptive mode? And the answer is, well, we'll leave that till later. So the answer is sometimes you are and sometimes you're not. And the better you feel, the more you are, and the worse you feel, the more you're not. It really is that simple.